Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here another pen for review, and as you can see here, it simply says Onoto. And I have been on a little bit of a kick more recently with Onoto pens, and I have to say that this is a very special pen for me. And all of the Onotos that I've got so far are special pens, but this also is a little bit more special. So I think with that, let's lift the lid on this box, and we'll show you here that it comes in this lovely blue lacquered box. And if I open the lid here, first off, you see the pen in a pen pouch, and then you also see the Onoto here, and it's the Coronation Sterling Silver pen. Now, it does come with a bunch of things here. Along with that certificate of authenticity, you get an Onoto card which discusses the custodianship, that you are a custodian of the pen. You also get the Onoto brochure here as well on general care and how to care for your pen, nibs and ink filling systems. And also, because this is a plunger filling pen, you also get plunger filling instructions as well there, which is nice to have, and basically how to clean the plunger. And you also get a silver polishing cloth as well. So I'll put all of these back in their rightful place, and we will take a little bit more of a look at this pen. So I will remove the pen here from the box, and I'll put the box to one side so that we can take a look at this pen in a little bit more detail. I'll zoom in a bit more here so that you can see it close up. So this is the actual pen. If I remove it from this felt pouch, you will see this beautiful, gorgeous pen. Now, this is the Onoto Coronation pen in sterling silver. To commemorate the coronation of King Charles III, we celebrate this historic event with the coronation pen in sterling silver. The sterling silver cap is decoratively engraved with a design centered around detail from the super tunica, also known as the robe royal. And you can see that here. The super tunica forms part of the coronation garments worn by the British monarchs, and the current garment has been worn by every monarch since 1911. A garment not only linked to the British monarchy as a concept, but also linked personally to the House of Windsor as well. The sterling silver barrel tells a story. Starting at the base, we have portraits of the preceding monarchs who bore the name of Windsor. You can see there. Above this, the symbol of the Prince of Wales symbolises Charles's life until becoming king. At the top, detail from St Edmund's chair, the chair upon which he will sit to be crowned king, and clearly he has been crowned king now. Then, having been crowned king, Charles, the new responsibilities will be to all nations of the UK, and this is symbolised by detail from the throne cushion throwing emblems of England, Scotland and Wales. So this is an amazing pen, an amazing amount of detail. The coronation pen is complemented with a gold-plated clip and cap band with the official commemorative hallmark of King Charles III engraved. The silver cap button is engraved with the official coronation emblem as well, that you can see there. So this really has a lot of detail. Now, in terms of limited edition numbers, this has, there are 14 of these pens. Now, you'll see 7 here, and this is 7 of 7. The reason why there's 14 is that there are 7 pens in a number 7 size nib and 7 pens in a number 8 size nib. Now, this does come as a cartridge converter pen, but you can also upgrade it to the Onoto plunger filling system, which is what I had upgraded to in this pen. But you can see, if I just sort of zoom in there, you can see the amount of detail going into this pen is absolutely amazing. Now, a lot of this is laser etched. So if you run a microfiber cloth over this, it will snag. But typically you're not going to do that. You're going to be running a silver polishing cloth over this. But you can see that even the body of the pen, it has a huge amount of detail here. And I have to say that I am really, really glad that I picked this pen up when I did. Very, very heavy pen. Like a lot of my other Onoto pens, this is not light. Typically they come in around about 90 grams in weight. Now, you can see here in the size of my hand, it is actually a decent size. This one does have the number 7 size nib on it. I did go for a medium nib. I typically have had fine nibs in the past, but I decided to go with a medium nib this time. The threads inside the cap are actually plastic. So it's plastic on metal threads here. Now, most of my other Onotos are metal on metal, so that sometimes they will squeak a little bit. It doesn't bother me, but for anybody that wants to post the cap, you can do so quite nicely because that cap isn't going to scratch the body of that pen. Even though that pen is going to be very back weighted and quite long, but you can still do so. Now, in terms of the filling mechanism, I did say I had it upgraded. So I did have an ink in here to start with, and I have flushed it out. What I wanted to do was actually show you. We're just going to get some kitchen roll here, just because obviously there is still some ink residue here. But essentially what you do is you pull back that plunger here, and then you depress it or you put it into ink, and then you just do that, and then what essentially happens is that you will have ink rush up into that pen. Now, I did have it inked up with Diamine Majestic Blue because I thought that would be a nice colour, similar to the Diamine Majestic Purple that I had in the Queen's pen. But I'm actually going to go with maybe a lighter blue. That is a sheening blue. And I'm going to actually put KWZ Hawaii Blue in this pen. So we will ink it up and I will show you. This still does have a little bit of sheen as well. So there might be some sheen that we'll see. But if I just pull that plunger back like so, and then put the nib in, and we'll do it again. Normally, sometimes you want to do it a couple of times. And there you can see it has actually filled the barrel up there. I'm just going to wipe off that excess ink that is on that silver section. Now, I can, if I want to, fill it up a little bit more just by pulling this back a little bit. And then I've got to be careful, but if I let the ink drop down here, and then I'm going to try and push it up just so that ink starts bubbling. There you go. And then I'm going to put it back into the ink and then do the plunger again. And there you go. You get a much, much greater fill there. So I'm just going to wipe off that ink again. And you can see I have a full body of ink there. So I'll put the body back on. I'll put the cap back on. And then I will also, to make sure I don't actually knock this ink over, I'm going to just put the cap back on that bottle of ink. So there you have it. That pen is now full up, and I will now go and do a writing sample. But before we do the writing sample, I think let's do a size check, we'll do a weight check, we'll do a pen comparison, and then we'll do a writing sample. So the full length of the pen, we are looking about 150 millimeters in length, The length of the cap, we're looking about 66 millimeters in length. We'll unscrew the cap there and then we'll take another look. We're looking about 136 millimeters in length. So that is an oversized pen, and you can definitely see that in the size of my hand there. It is actually quite a lovely size pen to hold, and obviously you can post that cap as well. So I think now that that is inked, let's do a weight check. Now, the full weight of the pen inked up, we are looking at just under 88 grams in weight. So this is a heavy pen. It holds a lot of ink, but it's also a sterling silver pen. The weight of the cap, we're looking at just under 28 grams in weight. And then the weight of the body, and I'll try and stop that rolling. See if we can. It's not going to like it. It's still going to roll. We're looking around about 60 grams in weight. So it still is quite a weighty pen for sure. So I think with that, let's do a comparison with other pens. So from left to right, we have a Cross Peerless 125 in the Platinum, an Onoto Magna Classic in the Chase Jade, and a Onoto Longitude, a Estabrook SC Oversize, and this is in the Gold Rush Prospector. We have a Leonardo Officina Italiana Memento Zero Grande in the Sand. We have the Onoto, and this is the Coronation pen. We have an Onoto Magna Carta, an Onoto Rosetta Stone, an Onoto the British Museum Great Court, and then a Montegrappa Game of Thrones Winter is Here. So I think let's now do a writing sample. So this is the Onoto, and it's the Coronation pen. And it is, I went for a medium nib. It's an 18 karat gold nib with this pen. It's made by Bock for Onoto. Now, I could have gone with the number 8 size nib, but it was a lot more in terms of adding that number 8 size nib. And I really do like the number 7 size nibs from Onoto, and they are very close to a number 8 size nib. So I didn't see that there was, in terms of the cost, to be that much worth going for the number 8 over the number 7. Now, the ink, obviously, you've seen this already, but it's a KWZ, and it's a an exclusive ink for Hipponoto, and it's called Hawaii Blue. Now, in terms of line variation, you are definitely getting a Western medium line. Now, I can push and get easily a broad out of this, and you'll see here on the figure of 8s. Now, in terms of nib tuning worth, it's no hard starts or skips there. So I think this nib is pretty well tuned. And to be honest, all of the Onoto nibs I've had out of the factory have been very well tuned. Now, in terms of ink wetness, let's take a look at this. It is a very wet nib on this one. Almost, but not quite a fire hose nib, but it's not far off it. I do find that this ink is a little bit more lubricated, so that will also make for the ink to be a little bit wetter, and you can still see that the vertical lines are still quite wet here. So what do I like? What do I not like about this pen? I absolutely love it's an Onoto. I love that it's a sterling silver pen. I love the theme around this being the Coronation pen. I'm not a royalist. However, I do still follow the monarchy, and I think it would be a disaster if we decided to maybe go more like a republic where we sort of wouldn't have a monarchy. I think that that would be a shame. I do think the monarchy does a lot for the UK, even though it obviously costs the taxpayer, the UK people, a lot of money. But I do think it's worth it. So I'm glad that this was Onoto made this a coronation pen, and I'm also glad the sheer amount of detail that has gone into this pen. Also, that I've been able to pick this pen up as well. I also managed to get it with the plunger filler as well. So I'm very grateful for Onoto for this. This is going to be a pen that is going to last me a lifetime. There's really nothing that I dislike about the pen. I think even though I have a lot of vac filling pens, I did have a little bit of concern over the durability long term of vac filling pens. And I have more recently been going towards cartridge converter pens. However, this vac filler does pull off of the section, so you can replace it if you want to. So that allayed any fears I had, and I really do think this is a beautiful pen. Very glad that I was able to add it to my collection, and I think this pen will not only last my lifetime, but it will last many, many lifetimes. If people, after I am gone, look after this pen and write with it, I think this is going to last several hundred years minimum. This really is a pen that's been made very well by UK silversmiths and goldsmiths. Now, I guess the downside is that is reflected in the cost of the pen, but you know that you're paying for very, very good quality workmanship here. So this is not a pen made from China. This is a pen that really has the quality built into the pen, and you're paying for that price, but it is a really, really nice pen. So there you have it. That's my Onoto The Coronation pen review with a medium 18 karat gold nib. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.